Hello everyone, and welcome to this roundtable discussion on the impact of mentorship within the BCCT community. I'm Nina, BCCT Board Director and Managing Director of A+ Career Recruitment. Today, I'm excited to talk with some of our outstanding members who have experience with the BCCT Mentorship Programme as both mentors and mentees. Joining me are Kun Tarinee Krajangwuttichai, Tax and Legal Manager at BDO, Kun Tossaporn Kiattidamrongkul, Tax Director at RSM, Kun Pakamon Charubhakti, Partner at BDO, and Kun Bhavana Kumar, HR and Compliance Director at RSM. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Shall we start with Kun Tarinee? Can you please share how the mentorship programs has influenced your personal and professional development?
First of all, thank you for having me here. I would say that mentorship program influenced me for both professional and personal level. Professionally, I have been promoted after I graduated the program. Thank you for the congrats. And actually, the program offered me the program guide me how I develop my professional development, because during the program also provide the workshop section that I can use it and implement it to my work. And it is actually good because it's developed many skills. For example, the feedback taking and providing feedback to the team, and also the way to set the goal. The SMART goal. The program has introduced how to set the goals since the day one of the program, which is really good because once you understand the goal, then you can agree with your mentor how to develop yourself to reach the goal in the short period of time that the program have. Yeah. And for personal level, I also developed the way that I'm think the knowledge that the program provide, I can use to implement my personal goal as well. For example, I am actually interested in language, so I have to set the goal. How can I reach that level of confidence in order to talk, in order to learn the new language? Yeah.
That's impressive. And I see that you have been improved both your personalities and every skills that from day one that we know you and until today.
Thank you. And what about Kun Tossaporn?
Yes, thank you. I think the mentoring program can motivate me to achieve my goals set out for my career path. I, as a mentee, set out the goal in next 5 months and need to achieve this. For example, my goal is to become a tax director and to develop my English skill. My mentor set up a call with me on a weekly basis to monitor my English skill, and he guide me how to achieve my goal. When I have a discussion with him, I feel confident and empowered to work.
Wow. And you've been promoted after the program as well.
I have been promoted, and I think this program is very useful for me.
Congratulations as well.
Thank you.
Yes. So the next question will be for Kun Pakamon. What were some of the challenges you faced during the program, and how did you overcome them with your mentors and mentee? Because you've been both, right?
Yes. Yeah. Again, thank you for having me today. Yeah. I think I really believe that the mentorship program is the two-way street. Both of the side, mentor and mentee, will get the benefit out of it, but also they need to have significant commitment in terms of the effort and the time as well, right? So I think one of the challenges that I faced both when I was a mentee or the mentor is how we can balance the mentorship session with our busy schedule. Because I think if we set the goals but we don't commit to whatever we set, I don't think we can achieve anywhere in the future, right? So I think the commitment will be one, and really see the value, importance of the objective of the session. I think that will help both the mentor and the mentee to have, the powerful session and also the productive session as well.
What about Kun Bhavana? What your thoughts on this?
Thank you for having me first. And just to let you know that I was a mentor for the first time in the second mentorship program. And what it was I was very happy that the mentee that I got, I don't know, Kunina did a very brilliant job matching us because the goals were as such that you kind of meet this person, and then the first challenge is who's going to make the first move. Now, the first move is when you're a mentor, you expect the mentee to come, but the generation has changed. It's a two-way street, like Kun Pakamon said, right? So first of all was I was contacting my mentee, but first thing is the means of communication. Now, when you put somebody in a mentee situation in the sense of which means of communication you're going to use, when it becomes Teams or Zoom, it becomes too stressed, too professional. And they want to first thing you want to look towards is to break the ice. And I ended up using Line Messenger because it was so hard to actually get because when it's Teams or Zoom, it becomes a thing. And they were thinking that we have to be in office hours. But first of all, what you do, the first step is to listen to that mentee, what they actually want. Sometimes it's very different from what they write. Probably they wrote leadership skills, but actually it's problem solving. Sometimes they need personal attention, but they can't write everything. So confidentiality was a challenge. First of all, you got to break the ice and then get them to trust you on that and then move forward. So I think the biggest challenge was the first move, and followed by probably the time. Time is the biggest thing, the time commitment. Time management and commitment, actually, I believe that comes hand in hand. Because first of all, if you get the time right, if she's okay with the time or he's okay with the time, the commitment will follow through. Yeah. So that's a dominoes effect. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of worked because I kept on. Normally what the program requires is at least weekly half an hour. But I got more out of 2 hours at 7 to 9 in the night rather than I would get weekly. And it was she was very receptive during that hour because there was no disturbance. And the main thing of a mentor should be able to teach something that the mentee would receive. But those 2 hours was so good with her that she received and she actually applied. And then it was a review session next time, and it was brilliant, basically. So I would say the first move, time, and then commitment.
Yeah, commitment is very necessary, especially for the mentees, because you have to consider that the mentors giving that time out of the business hour, and
Correct.
is on the investment of their time as well as the company time as well. So I hope that everyone will respect this. So yeah. Kun Tae, as you've been both the mentors and mentees, how did your experience as the mentee form you to mentor others?
So I think maybe we just step back a little bit, reflecting myself when I was the mentee first, yeah? So I think at the first of the program, I was really eager to develop myself. But it was also really nervous because I didn't know who's going to be my mentor. I really don't know who she is. And I understand that it's going to be someone from, different background, different perspective, yeah? So I don't know how it's going to go. I normally have the mentor within the firm. So what we discuss is just about work and personal sometimes. But once I was so fortunate to have Kun Heather as a mentor. So I always say to everyone that she's just not my mentor. She is kind of the source of inspiration as well. So if I need to do something out of my comfort zone, I'm gonna just text her or call her that, Kun Heather, do you think I can do this? So she is kind of really support to whatever I'm gonna go in the next future. And the goals that I set with her is not just professional, but So I learned a lot from her. She really taught me that how I'm gonna be the better of myself, how I can be the better leader within the firm, how I can be someone who can inspire and then build another leader within the firm as well. So I think all of that, and I think like we discussed before, time is really some of the challenges that I faced. So sometimes I was really busy, I forgot about the goals. So she kind of remind me that you need to be self-disciplined, follow your goals, you need to see the value out of it. So all of that I learned, I share back to the mentees that I have, because the same thing, the mentees have, my mentees have different perspective, have different background as well. So we need to kind of understand from that perspective and try to, contribute whatever we can from what we learn I learned from another mentor to help them grow in their professional and personal as well.
Wow. What we see from the bonds of this program is the bonds between the mentors and mentees. Yeah, even since the first program, some of them still connected and, keep in touch.
May I also add that they become like best friends. And sometimes me and Nina were talking on the, we had an award ceremony. We were like, how are they so close together? We had like few pairs. We were like, oh my God, I wish I had that relationship. But my mentee was in Eastern Seaboard. I mean, like that was some kind of commitment there. But the way I think we got them so close together that they have somebody to, and we are in a life, our age is as such that we don't go to school to make friends and all of that. And we're always looking for help. And mentor is a kind of person that you don't know that person from before and he judges you and you're okay with it because you have chosen that mentor to judge you, right? And to tell you what is wrong with you and get you out of the comfort zone, right? And you're okay with it because you've given him the right to do that or given her the right to do that. So that's very, very important, yeah.
You touched upon that a little bit in your previous questions. But do you have any strategies to build the relationship between your mentor and mentees? And how did it contribute to the success of your experience?
I think, like I mentioned before, it's a two ways. So I think building the trust is really the fundamental of the mentorship program, right? Because once the mentor and mentee have that trust, then they can be really comfortable to open the discussion or mention about their needs, right? And then we will be really willing to, receiving or giving the constructive feedback between the mentor and mentee. Because like I mentioned, I also learn a lot from the mentee itself, not just from the mentor. So I think all of that, relationship and bodily, I think the both sides can gain once the trust is there. Yeah.
Good, Bhavana, anything to ask?
Yes, I mean, I don't want to name this, what theory did I use, but I usually use that theory. That's called a STAR technique, where I actually encourage the mentee to talk about the situation, so that person can apply my problem-solving skills to that situation. So it's mostly a STAR technique, where situation, you kind of tell the situation, then you challenge, what is the problem? Then I go on action taken. What do you think what you would do? Then that mentee would ask me, what do you think you would do? It was a very natural process. And then R is the result. What did you get out of it? So if you would have done this differently, what would be the result? So it was just such an informal discussion, but this is what I usually use. So people kind of learn with the situation, because I can tell whatever I want, but if she's not ready to receive it or she can't relate it to her real life, what is the point, right? So this is how she gets to learn and understand. And she was very receptive on the fact that these kind of strategies. I mean, because the main problem with her was basically people who were older than her were reporting to her, and I've been there before, right? So I was I know exactly what, and one shoe size doesn't fit all. So she would have to manage people the different way. Right. So that's the kind of thing that she was fishing for and looking for what skills she can obtain. And that worked brilliantly for her.
That's nice. That's nice to know how you adjust with your pairs and make sure that your pair can get the most benefits of your session. Right. So, Kun Tossaporn, what advice would you give to the new mentors and mentees who would like to join this program?
Okay, I would like to advise the new mentor that if you are a mentee, don't give up to achieve your goal, and try to regularly communicate with your mentor because they can give you advice and guidance and for develop yourself. And if you are a mentor, try to approach your mentee and set up a regular meeting, even in person or Zoom online meeting, communication and conversation that would be held. Because I have an example with my colleague at RSM. She is also a mentee, and she has a mentor, but the mentor not approach her, and she follow up and try to contact, but
And complete your goals, because it's the mentee leads program. So we hope that the mentee can put up the goals and follow up and chase up your mentor to success of the programs.
I would like to add that Kun Tossaporn is actually a success story in our this whole mentorship program in RSM, because I saw her graph grow from here to here, in just 6 months. Right. And honestly, when you say about the commitment, of course, the first move, if you don't build a trust, how will you move forward? That is very important to actually not only mentee, but a mentor should come forward and say that, okay, what is the issue? And if you're not willing to commit, right, at least find a time, because I know that if I would just lose hope, I don't think I would have followed through with my mentee. Because the way her work goes was very, very demanding. And sometimes, let me just add, the problem is time management. And that's why they need help. And you need to accommodate. And I don't think 2 hours in 1 month would be hard, right? So that's the kind of commitment. Probably you need to work on your time management. And the mentor needs to work on mentee's time management so that person can actually accommodate this whole, mentee-mentor relationship, and they can get the most out of it.
The biggest challenge is during Christmas time.
Oh yeah, December. Yeah, but let me tell you, my biggest, time that I gave to my mentee was when I got COVID. So I was like, where is my mentee today? Let's pin her down. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows the Christmas is coming. So if you plan ahead, you're going to have successes anyway, right? Yeah. Kun Kam, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I would like to emphasize that commitment is very important between mentor and mentee, and the time management and the method that mentor and mentee meet. It doesn't mean that you don't have time, mentor don't have time, mentee don't have time. It doesn't mean that both of you cannot get the way to communicate. You can communicate by email, by having dinner together, or even go to the networking event together. Yeah, because my mentor also busy with her business as well, but she's good enough to provide me with the time after the work or during the lunch in order to catch up how is my development for the goal. Yeah, and a part of that is the way you set the goal, because before you enter the program, I believe that the program will ask you for what is the goal to join the program. This is really important, because if you provide the exact goal that you would like to have, then the program can match you with the mentor that have an experience in that field. Yeah, and once you join the program, that will be the goal development and also the commitment in order to achieve the goal in the very limited of time. Yeah. So
yes, the form that you've been asked to fill during the registration process is very important. So if you add the exact goals that you want to achieve, then I can the coordinator team can help you to match the right mentors.
So just want to add one thing that I also learned, because I think like Kun Kam mentioned, both mentor and mentee might be busy. What I did when I was a mentee is we come up with one of the book that relate to, the skill. Like for me, it was about the leadership. So during the time that we maybe like didn't have a chance to talk to each other, so I was reading the book. And then after that, it will have like, some activity that I need to do. So I will have the recap with my mentor. And then she would ask me to go do these things. And then we can come back and then get the progress out of it. So I think that is one thing as well. Like one of the two, like the books can be the things that you can use between mentor and mentee.
Yes, the tools.
May I also add as well that you talked about tools, but the format of our mentorship program also involves a lot of training by really renowned companies like LHH, right? And I think PCS, I think your mentor was there as well. She actually accommodated a room for us for that we can have this training. And the format is as such that the BCCT will actually organize these people because these are the members of BCCT and organize these trainings. So not only you get the mentorship, but you can get help from professionals as well. Because honestly, we don't have hours of coaching, but we can only share the experience with real life experience, right? So that's also another way.
Thank you everyone for sharing your insight today. It's clear that mentorship is vital for shaping your careers and building a strong professional community. For those who are watching, we hope that this inspires you to get involved in the BCCT Mentorship Program. Thank you for our panelists, and thanks for all for watching.